Okay, we're live. Yay! It's Motivation Monday. I am here. I'm Lisa Barwise. I'm here to take you through something that's going to help to motivate you today as part of our Motivation Monday. We're live on Facebook and Instagram. We're here every Monday at 3 p.m. And thank you so very much for joining in. Hello, Meta Art has joined in. You can give us some emojis and let us know where it is you're coming from. Also, as we're going throughout our little talk today and our little motivation, if you have specific questions or if something resonates with you, go ahead and give us some emojis. Go ahead and ask a question if you have a question. And of course, if this is something that you think somebody else needs to hear today, I would love, oh, you're from Wales, very lovely. I'm from Northern Ireland, so that's beautiful. You're not that far away. If this is a message that you want other people to hear, then go ahead and share it on out. I would be most appreciated. So, as people are joining in live, I will do my introduction. Hello, my name is Lisa Barwise and I consider myself a wellness alchemist. That means that I'm the kick-ass catalyst in the transformation of women around the world, strong of mind, body and character. And I'm the creator of Warrior Goddess Kettlebell Training and the 28-day Beginners Warrior Goddess Body program. And I'm really excited to be taking you through this particular topic today because it is Motivation Monday after all. And if we're not talking about motivation, then sometimes that feels weird. But today we are talking about it, so I'm very excited. So again, as people are coming in live, I would love to know where it is you're from. Dark Knight has joined in too. Who else have we got here on Facebook? I can't see anything in the comments. Do write something in the comments. Do let us know where you're coming from. Do let us know if this is resonating with you. Go ahead and put some emojis in there. Do let us know how it's working for you. So, okay, beautiful. Well, actually, Meta Art, I did a Motivation Monday not so long ago, which was how to get yourself motivated if you are in pain, if you're sick, or if you are tired. And it's hard to be motivated if you're any of those things and what sort of things you can do about that. So I will happily share that with you. In fact, you can just go to the blog, which is warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com/blog, and you'll find I think it was about 2 weeks ago we did the exact same one, but today's will also help you. So as people are joining in, what I want to talk about is motivation. And what is motivation? How to be motivated? Are you naturally motivated? If you're not naturally motivated, what can you do about it? And how can you get yourself going again, okay? So first of all, I want to share a little story of my own. Anybody who knows me or knew me 15 or 20 years ago would be absolutely dumbfounded to find out that I'm not only a personal trainer, but that I have my own strength and fitness studio where we have over 60 members and between 60 and 70 ladies, over 300 attendances a month, and I teach 18 classes a week. So yeah, I mean, from the outside, I must look like somebody who's highly motivated. But really, I'm still that same girl from 15, 20 years ago. And the only way that I have learned to get motivated is some of the tricks I'm going to teach you today. But also that I've set up my life in that way in order to do the thing that I know it's good for me. So there is a thing that you are, if you actually learn a little bit about yourself, if you've ever done any sort of, that's a good question. Who has ever done any sort of personality tests, any sort of characteristic tests, like the Enneagram, I can never say that right, the DISC kind of thing, any sort of personality things like that. What these things are is just to simply help you to get to know yourself better in terms of what sort of traits you have, what sort of strengths you have and how to work with them, and again, what sort of weaknesses you might have. But what was really interesting is I did I can't spell it if it's the Enneagram. I have to look up the exact same words, ladies. But I did that one recently. I've done DISC before. I've done a few other personality traits. And what I've noticed is that personally about myself, that I am not internally motivated. So based on certain personalities that exist, there are people who are internally motivated and people who are externally motivated. Okay. So what does that mean? So some of us are internally motivated. We are people who, when they want to achieve something, know that they just have to set a plan, set a course of action, and they are motivated within themselves enough to just go ahead and get it done. These seem to me like they would be a small group of people like that. I was actually on listening to a podcast the other day, and they were sharing also stories about people who are internally motivated versus externally motivated. And she led me to believe that it's not the largest chunk of people. Okay, so. Yeah. So there's ones that are leaders, there's ones that are achievers, there's ones that are internally motivated, externally motivated, people that are more entrepreneurial versus people who are more nurturing. There's lots of different characteristics that come on board, but generally in these sorts of characteristic programs that help you just to become more self-aware and more understanding of how you work and how you tick is about internal motivation. So generally, let's just say that these internally motivated people, who I don't understand because I'm not one of them, is a smaller group. But if you are internally motivated, you're generally not somebody who has problems with motivation. In fact, you'll have problems more with setting your goals way too high and trying to achieve them. You will, anything else, maybe have burnout or have issues with that where you have to learn how to balance. So they're generally very type A personalities. They're generally push, let's get things done personalities. And they have their own challenges, but internal motivation is not one of them. And then there's the other group. Now, there's many other groups, but the one that I'm going to talk about today, which I believe is possibly the largest one, the one that I can relate to and the one that you might be able to relate to, are people that aren't internally motivated. And in fact, we are externally motivated. So how would you know if you're an externally motivated person? Here's some questions. You will do something for somebody else quicker than you'll do it for yourself. You will do something if you know that somebody else is waiting on you, depending on you, need you to do it. You are more likely to do it if you have a buddy or somebody that's turning up with you. And the fourth one is normally about you are... there's a deadline. You're more sensitive to a deadline because somebody else has self-imposed that deadline. Like you have to do it by a certain time because somebody said that, okay? So externally motivated people. So how many of you watching today are externally motivated? Give me some sort of a thumbs up. Do you think that this resonates with you, that you are somebody that it's more likely? Yeah, okay, there's getting some thumbs up here on Facebook. And yeah, okay. So what do you do if you're more likely to be externally motivated and you're not feeling motivated? So if you have goals, we all kind of have goals. And if you don't have goals, you need to have goals. If you have goals and you want to be a certain, maybe you want to look after your health, maybe you want to change your body shape, maybe you want more energy, maybe you want to be a better parent, mum, partner, friend, maybe you want to have a better job, maybe you're trying to go for the new promotion. Any of those sorts of things are goals, but you're just not motivated to achieve them. You don't want to get, your butt off the sofa to go for a run. You don't want to, go to the gym on a regular basis. You don't want to get up and do that meal prep that you need to do. What do you do about that? Okay, what do you do about that? So here is some key tips of what to do if you're not motivated, if you're externally motivated as a person, and how to get yourself out of it. Now, I don't believe that you can turn yourself into an internally motivated person. Don't think that's the way it is. But when you know yourself, you can set your environment, your circle, your habits, your day, up for success. So this is what I would suggest, and this is what they say if you're somebody who's externally motivated. The first one is, if you are indeed externally motivated, you need to find your greater why of why you're doing what you're doing. So more often than not, when we set goals, we generally set them a little bit more like resolutions, and we set them to fix something. I'm too fat, I'm too tired, I'm overworked, I'm underpaid. There's something that needs to be fixed, right? So rather than focusing on what needs to be fixed, you need to focus on something that's bigger and beyond yourself. Generally, if you're a woman and maybe if you're a mum, you maybe focus that around your family. I want to show up better as an exceptional parent. I want to show up better as an exceptional mum. I want to have the energy to run around after my kids. I want to live a long and healthy life, so I'm there for every single one of their milestones, which is my external motivation. I want to be, formidable lady in her 110th birthday, kicking ass and taking names, so that I'm here for every single little thing that goes along. So that's a great external motivation for me. That's a great why, as we call it, a stronger pull on our soul and our internal motivation. Yeah. So that would be the first step for me, is rather than setting goals that are just going to be added to your to-do list, just instead of setting goals that are from a place of you being broken and you need to be fixed, you need to get a little bit more lofty, possibly a little bit more emotional, possibly taking the impetus, the motivation away from you and placing it on something else that you love and treasure and cherish and want to see. And it's generally for loved ones, etc. So I'm not saying I want to lose weight to look hot for my boyfriend. Not necessarily a bad goal, but because you know what, I believe that when you're in a relationship, it's a respect to want to look after each other's bodies and to want to be healthy, etc. But I'm not saying, I'm doing it for him. That's the difference, yeah? So I'm doing it for me, but I want to do it because of them, because they're in my life, because I want to be the best version of me for them. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, so that's the first one. The other one then is that kind of puts the little bit of thing externally, makes you want to do it. Then you have to set up your environment. So this is where you need both a community of support and an accountability buddy. So the reason why a lot of us, like me, are very much externally motivated, if we're getting into fitness, we tend to, get a personal trainer. Okay, or we have to have a workout buddy. So there's that. For me, I very rarely, in fact, I couldn't tell you the last time I went to the gym by myself. I've been a personal trainer now for 5 years. I did run, and I did run by myself, which was slightly different. It's a little bit more meditative for me, running, rather than going to the gym. But I have to say that most of the time, I would say 80% of the time that I've ever gone to the gym, it's been either to attend a personal training session or to go with a buddy. And that's just who I am. And I work that out. I work that out for myself. I'm like, you know what? This is who I am. I know that this is going to work for me. And that's why I've generally joined gyms that my friends are at, and I get them to come and work out with me. And that's just the way that it is. But that has made me very successful. I have followed up on programs. I had personal trainers, for 9 months. I had good friends that I worked out with. It works 100% for people who are externally motivated. So getting yourself a buddy or a trainer, depending on your budget, is going to work for you. That's why it does work for you. However, that requires, you to coordinate with your friend. That requires you to pay maybe for someone, might be outside of your budget. So what is the third one? Now, this third one can kind of help you in that second one. All right. But you need to have a community that will hold you accountable. Okay. Now, there have been studies and studies, and the reason why we say, the power of a circle of women, the power of sisterhood is so, so important, specifically for ladies when we work out, is that when we are there in our community, it's that sense of community, that sense of we're in it together, that sense of you understand me, you understand what I'm going through, that causes us to be more successful at whatever we're trying to do. Body shape change, whether that be lifestyle change, whether that be any sort of change or transformation, having that accountability is really important. So whether that be a coach type setting, which is what we've created at Warrior Goddess Kettlebell Training, in addition to our group style, personal group training as we call it. So it's really about group training sessions. You will be, and generally we partner people up, or they're in small little groups, and it's that a sense of encouragement and accountability where you want to push yourself because somebody else is pushing themselves. You're inspired by the work that they're doing. You turn up because they're waiting for you, or they know when you're not there, and that's what provides that accountability support. Having that element of saying it out loud what you want, following through, being inspired by others, that's really where community comes into play. And it's actually been scientifically proven that this is more likely, like you're 90% more likely to follow through on any sort of transformation with a community environment. Now, how we've also done that is that our 28-day beginners program, which is online, has access to our tribe community, which is our Facebook group. We've always had our tribe community Facebook group, which has over 300 ladies in it, but we interact on a regular basis there. We let each other know when we're not able to turn up. We let each other know when we've done certain things, and that has been one of the most amazing things that I think social media can do, is bringing that sense of accountability and community together. So that is point number 3. And the last point I want to talk about, if you're more externally motivated, or what do you do if you just don't feel motivated, which is me most of the time, is I have to profess my goals, okay? I have to put it out there to people that are close to me, my close circle of friends. I have to put it out to my family. I have to put it out to whoever I interact with, so that they know that I have this going on. So in a lot of ways will also hold me accountable. So if I say, I'm following this carb cycling formula, I'm trying to, burn some fat and build some muscle, I'm working towards a goal, or I'm going to get my photo done or something like that. And in the next instance, they see me eating chocolate cake or, a whole loaf of bread or something like that, then they're like, hey, did you not just tell us that this is your goal to working on? So if you have good friends and people in your circle that are rooting for you, when they see you do that, they may draw your attention to it, which will also give you this sense of, accountability. It's an accountability though, right? Isn't it? It's a bit like, oh no. But it's important, because that will help you to turn up in the way that they see you. Because when you tell somebody something, by the way, when you say to them, I'm not going to eat carbs today, or when you say, I'm not going to be drinking for the whole of October. Anybody else doing a sober October? I'm not going to be drinking for the whole of October. And then in the next minute they see you, necking half a bottle of Prosecco. How, they believe you. When you say you're going to do something, people believe that that's the way that you're going to act, if that's the type of person you've always been. If you're somebody who's eternally flaky, they're not going to believe you. And then the question becomes, how do you want people to see you in terms of, do you want people to see you as a reliable person, as a person who, when they make that inner promise, delivers on the outside? Because, again, that will externally motivate you. As somebody who's externally motivated, the thought that my friends would think that I'm flaky, or that I don't follow through, or that I'm not motivated, or that I don't, walk my own talk, that would kind of motivate me to go, come on now, get yourself sorted, let's refocus, let's get back on track. So those are the 4 things to help you to be more internally motivated. So what we are doing to help with this goal setting and motivation thing as part of Warrior Goddess Kettlebell training is we run regular challenges. And we've been playing with the challenges over the last year in terms of, well, what do we measure in these challenges? How long should the challenges be? What should be involved in these challenges? And really, what I've come to realize is that we all are completely unique little snowflakes. Ladies, we're completely unique little snowflakes, and how we eat, how we move, how we exercise, how we set goals, how we turn up for ourselves, how we're motivated is all completely different. So it's really hard for me to be prescriptive with regards to a goal. Here's a goal for you, and here's the things you need to do them, and you will achieve X, Y, and Z in terms of losing 10 pounds or drop a dress size or whatever, okay? And that's generally what ladies come for to begin with. But sometimes we just want to get stronger. Sometimes we also just want to focus on healthy eating and building up a couple of habits. Sometimes it's just one thing that we need to focus on really well. So what we have created as part of our new challenges is that we're going to make it 90 days. Each single time we do a challenge now, they're going to be 90-day blocks, and we're going to run 3 throughout the year. And one of them is coming up for the last 90 days. We're going to do pretty much next week. We're running this and we're going to test it for any of our VIPs. So our VIPs are both VIPs members in the studio and our VIP online tribe. So what that means is you get access to the Facebook group, but we're also creating a Goddess Got Goals journal. It's a journal, not a planner. There's no to-do list. There's no space for you to write out things. We're going to be focusing on results and not to-dos. We're going to be focusing on habits and rituals and bringing awareness to things that you do on a regular basis, and then for you to learn how to set goals that you will actually achieve, being really focused on that, and then putting forth that effort over a 90-day period to help you to achieve it. And also, when times get tough, what do you do when you want to fall off? How do you get through it? Because that's the hardest thing, that bounce back ability, as we call it, to get you back on track. So we're going to be providing that over the next 90 days. Now, if you're somebody who wants to get, started with regards to moving your body on a regular basis, to having that accountability, to build strength with regards to your body, to maybe make changes and transformation with your body, to gain loads of buckets of energy, then we have created our 28-day beginners program online. Now, the online version registration has just closed there yesterday for October, but we will be opening again for our registration in November, and that's another way. But in there, you also get access to our Facebook group, and we start to teach you little by little, healthy eating habits, kettlebell workouts, which are for beginners, 4 minutes a day. That's all we're talking about, 4 minutes a day. And then we're also going to be talking about body weight workouts that you can do. We're also talk about stuff to do with the female cycle and hormones and starting to understand that. So it's pretty much a full introduction, very comprehensive introduction into that. And then our VIP group is going to be really hammering down in goals, setting 90-day goals for them, for their body, for what they're trying to achieve in their life, to be the best version of themselves, of course, but really specifically getting down into the nitty-gritty of that. So watch this space. I'm going to be talking about it. I'm also going to be, during those 90 days, creating a section of our Motivation Mondays for Goddess Got Goals. We're going to be covering, asking people, have they done their goal sheets? Have they done their morning rituals? Have they done their evening rituals? Have they been able to focus on their goals? There's one give up that they have over a 30-day period. How are they getting on with that? Are they moving their bodies? Are they looking after their health? All that sort of stuff. And we're going to give some tips and tricks and just connect here on a Monday, every Monday at 3 p.m. at GMT to be able to do that. So if you want to find out a little bit more about what we do here at Warrior Goddess Kettlebell Training, just go to warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com or click the link in the bio. You can get started with us. You can join our community, and I'm going to be here live talking about this every week, helping you to set your goals that you're going to actually achieve, to keep you motivated by starting to learn to understand yourself and set goals and learn how to set goals that you'll actually achieve. And then also helping you to overcome those barriers, whether we've talked about this before, energy is a barrier, whether your sickness or tiredness is a barrier, whether pain is a barrier for ladies, whether busyness or time constraints are a barrier. What can we do to help you to overcome that to actually achieve your goals? So I hope this was helpful. I've got to go now. I'm all dressed up today because I'm delivering a series of workshops for a local organization on healthy eating upgrades and lifestyle hacks. And I'm so excited because I've got some amazing things for them, including a quiz. Everyone loves a quiz, right? So I can't wait. I'm going to be delivering that today. And then we'll be back here next Monday at 3 o'clock, same time. In the meantime, if you have any questions, reach out to me at hello@warriorgoddesskettlebelltraining.com or PM me through whatever social media you kind of flow with. And I look forward to seeing you back here next week, same time. Enjoy your day. Peace out.